My name is Julian Casal. I'm a senior financial sector economist for the WorldBank based in Hanoi. Since April of this year, I've been coordinating the World Bank's work on financial sector development and private sector development for Vietnam. Thank you very much. I think events like this World Financial Innovation Conference are very important for bringing together market participants, for learning from regulators about their perspectives, from learning from international development institutions like the World Bank that are partners of Vietnam in its development journey. And I think one of the critical insights from this conference today is that Vietnam has made tremendous progress. It has deepened its capital markets, it has broadened its financial system, and it has made important strides towards increasing the access and usage of financial services. But there's always more that can be done. And I think one of the objectives of the government, which is to reach high income status by 2045, will require a deeper capital base, more mobilization of long-term stable funding, and for that, private capital contribution is critical. Fixed income markets and equity market development is absolutely essential. And then Vietnam's efforts to be included in emerging market indices and promote capital inflows from abroad will also be essential, particularly for large infrastructure finance projects. Complementary to all of this deepening of the capital base in Vietnam and support for long-term and stable financing, I think a lot of innovation is happening in Vietnam in terms of its financial ecosystem. And here, digital financial services are really at the forefront. There's been tremendous efforts in Vietnam in terms of improving payments, and I think the use of QR payments has been highly innovative, and it's penetrated down even to the MSME sectors and to very micro businesses. But perhaps more can be done to also promote access in rural areas, access in underserved communities, promoting more access to financial services using innovative credit products and more tailored financial services that can really speak to the needs of particular market segments and really ensure that the entire population is able to benefit from financial services that are affordable, inclusive, and accessible. Vietnam has made remarkable progress. In the last 20 years, its GDP per capita has gone up 6 times, from $430 US dollars to over, $620 US dollars to over 4,300 US dollars. And by 2045, the government aspires for Vietnam to be a high-income country. I think that being able to achieve those goals requires taking full advantage of all of the digital tools that exist in order to be able to broaden access to financial markets and its usage. Increasingly, international investment is done digitally. International investors are looking for a stable regulatory environment that leverages and takes advantage of the latest in terms of cybersecurity, in terms of open platforms, and in terms of being able to trade seamlessly with minimal interruptions and minimal delay. One of the most important innovations in Vietnam in recent years has been the evolution of the digital payment space and introduction of fast payment systems. I think that there's quite a lot of innovation in that area, but perhaps one area that Vietnam will also be interested in developing is on cross-border payment systems integration, enabling fast payment systems within the region, which can also be very beneficial for promoting commerce and promoting development of the domestic SME sector. You know, financial services are changing globally at such an incredible pace that I think these kinds of conferences are very useful for bringing innovative market participants together and connecting them with more traditional financial service providers, including banks. I think it's always very exciting to be in events like this, to hear about some of the innovations, hear about how technology can be leveraged, the ability to be able to take advantage of large data, pools of data, and be able to apply new techniques, including machine learning and AI, towards addressing credit and information asymmetries is very interesting and innovative, and it's something that I think requires constantly pushing the frontier. And in order to do that, these kind of networking events and convening events are absolutely critical. Different countries are at different points in the journey towards looking at the regulatory benefits and costs of different models. I think on open banking, there are different models that can be approached, and there isn't a consensus internationally on what would be the best approach. Vietnam benefits from a very strong and stable banking system that has significant penetration, and as mentioned in the World Bank report, has been providing over 93% of the credit to the economy. I think opportunities for deepening the capital base in Vietnam have to do a lot with the fixed income and equity markets, so being able to make that more interesting for foreign investors, being able to attract foreign investment to deepen that capital base, potentially expanding access for retail investors into fixed income and equity products is also an interesting proposition. And if you look at the insurance sector, there's still very underdeveloped relative to other emerging developing economies. And so there's quite a lot to be done in terms of improving access to insurance products and other general risk hedging products. So I would say that there are a number of priorities that Vietnam is looking at addressing that could potentially lay the foundation for a more open and inclusive financial system. But there's no single solution or single tool that necessarily would be more priority than others. I think getting a sound regulatory framework is absolutely fundamental to promoting confidence in the financial system in Vietnam. No, I think this event is very timely. It's an interesting time to be gathering all of the different market participants here. You have a good cross-section of commercial banks, fintechs, and then other market participants. And being able to convene everyone and have open discussions about some of the opportunities that different people see and different institutions see in Vietnam, and some of the initiatives that can benefit from greater collaboration, I think is always a benefit. So for me, these kinds of events are always very highly rated and very highly appreciated.